Hey YouTube land, it's Tychonders back again doing another action figure review. Now this time it's for more of the Fortnite fun from Jazwares. Now again, I don't know anything about the game, I have never played the game. All I know is it's a battle royale style game, so you basically pick your character, pick which character you like. I'm not sure if the skins have any, don't know if the skins affect any of the choices in the game. They could affect how the game is played, or it's just they're, as I said, skins, so they don't have any direct correspondence of what happens in the game. And then you have your weapons. There's different types of weapons, revolvers, shotguns, machine guns, other random weapons like miniguns and sniper rifles. So depending on which weapons you manage to find, I think it's a case of how you find your weapons. You just use what weapons you find from looting and crates and stuff like that. So that's about as much as I know about the game. But this is a review for the figures and not the game. So this is for the Fortnite squad mode, and this is version 2 of the squad mode. The previous one came with Cuddle Team Leader and I think it was Rexy and a few other characters. This one comes with Trog, Moisty, Merman, Omen and Ravage. Now, I'll go through the figures individually. I'll just bring in the tape measure first. So, Ravage over here stands a little over 4 inches from the base. Omen stands just around 4 inches. Trog is a little taller by a small bit by 4 1/4 inches. And Moisty Merman is a little taller than Trog. Trog is just around the 4 inch mark as well. Just a hair taller than the 4 inch mark. So, before I get on to the figures, I'll just move them aside for the packaging. So basically the exact same window style packaging that the previous squad builder set came. You get 4 figures, 4 weapons, 4 harvesting tool and 4 building materials, which is the plates that they are standing on. And on the back it gives a brief write-up of, well, a one sentence or one word write-up of each character. So you got Ravage, circling overhead, shrouded by night. Omen, your victory has been foretold. Moisty Merman, from the moisty depths of Backlot Studio B. And Trog, fight good. So, and then on the bottom of the box it shows other figures that are available. Now I have reviewed a lot of these figures, so there's Havoc, which I've done a review for. Skull Trooper I haven't, Calamity I have, Dark Bomber I have, Battlehound I haven't, Toxic Trooper I have, and the Visitor I haven't. The Visitor is a deluxe set, so I can't remember the exact name. The others are called Solo Mode, and I can't remember the name for how Visitor is backed, but he comes with a weapon, a backpack, and I think he comes with one of those umbrellas that's supposed to simulate a parachute. And they have more dropping soon. So, again, just before I go on to the figures, there you get a pamphlet with all the other stuff. There's a few other characters in here that are shown that aren't in single packs. So you got Dark Voyager and Frozen Raven and Ice King, and I think Vertex is another one, and Rabbit Raider. Rabbit Raider and Vertex are available in one of the building set versions. I think it's either Ice King or Frozen Raven is available in it's Black Knight. There's Black Knight who's also available. He's available in another building set, but it's only a single pack, whereas the previous one was 2 figures. This one's only 1 figure. Dark Voyager is available in a pinata, and Frozen Raven and Ice King is available in another pinata, but it's like an ultimate pinata that comes with a interesting looking tower kind of build. So, going by the back of the sheet, it also gives names for the harvesting tools. So the one that you get with Trog is called Disco Brawl. The one that is either with Raven, I'm not too sure because there's 2 that look very similar, so it's either Frozen Beak or Iron Beak. It's one of those 2. And then you got Oracle Axe is the one for Omen, and the one for Moisty Merman is the one that I love the name of. It's called Bottom Feeder. So it's done in the style of a anchor with a chain wrapped around it. The Disco Brawl one is basically a disco ball with a pickaxe through it. The Omen's one is kind of like a scepter, and the Iron Beak one is basically as it says. It looks like a rib cage kind of type thing. Let me just get it out of her hand. Bear with me a moment. Oop. Her one looks like a. It kind of reminds me of the way Salazar's ship was, with kind of rib cage, and it has a kind of plume or a tail at the end of it. So I think it's supposed to be a gathering of feathers. So each one of them also comes with weapons. So there is a sniper rifle. There is a assault rifle, which is a repack of the one that came with Jonesy. There is this one, which I'm pretty sure I have already, and I can't remember who it came with. Which is it looks like an automatic shotgun, and then there is the pump action shotgun, which is one I haven't had before. So out of all the weapons that you get, it looks like only 2 are new weapons. They possibly were available in the loot crates, which are the boxes that you pick up weapon sets in, which gave you backpacks and weapons, and I think gave you building things, the stands. So an interesting thing is, here's the stands that came with nearly all the Wave 1 figures, and the majority of the solo pack of Wave 1s also came with these. This the first squad mode box also came with these stands, where the new one, if we can just remove one of the figures, they'll all probably fall off, come with these ones, which are originally a standard base plate, which is this base plate, but now has an addition of a peg over on this side, so they've added a peg to it. So onto the figures themselves. So here is Ravage, which is basically what I think is a male version of the Raven figure, which you can see the color palette is very similar, even the design's similar. It has the torn kind of cloak, black stitching, or black uniform with stitching with the feathers on it, dark metal grey gauntlets, the purple eye or the pink eyes and faceless mask, feathers again up by the head, and kind of big metallic kind of gunmetal grey for the legs, and very similar. The articulation is arms can go around but are hindered by these cowlings that are on the shoulders, so you can move them out of the way, but they do hinder the movement a bit. The arms can go out that much by moving these and just pop them back into place. She has a single jointed elbow with a swivel, a wrist swivel, and a hinge on the wrist. Legs can do the splits that much, can go forward a bit, not back too much because of the sculpt. There is a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and a swivel in the boot, and a hinge on the boot, or on the ankle. She also has a waist swivel. Now when I got mine out of the box, she popped us apart, but it's easy just to pop her back into place, and she doesn't have a lower waist swivel. Her head is on a ball joint and can go down that much, look back that much. Is a slight bit hindered by the neck, collar of her uniform, but is overall a really cool looking figure. If I just pop in her weapon or her harvesting tool, it looks pretty cool and pretty neat with her. Again, 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet help her stand on her stand. Now, Omen is a very cool looking figure. I do like him. He has a very simplistic look to him. The body sculpt is fairly simplistic, but he looks like he could either be perfect in a fantasy style setting as a mage or a sorcerer, or he does look like he could be a sci-fi character in kind of a bodysuit, a hooded bodysuit as well. again, sort of a faceless character. A lot of the ones in this battle pack seem to be faceless characters. The previous one had kind of character looking figures, like with Rexy and was a Bright Bomber. You could actually see their faces and they had face sculpts. These ones seem to be hiding behind masks and stuff. Again, same articulation, rotation, hinges in the shoulders. You can go out that much, do splits that much, forward, back. A bit more on range of movement on the hips for this guy because he doesn't have the cowling for the cloak. Double jointed knees, upper thigh swivel. He does have a ankle joint. He also has a joint just above the ankle as well, a swivel just above it, so if his legs get into awkward positions, it's a little bit annoying trying to get them back into the right position. Swivel in the wrist, hinge in the wrist, double single joint elbow, and a swivel in the elbow as well. So, and just like the others, he does have a removable hood. You can take it off. There is an extra peg on the back. There's pegs on the back of these guys as well, just because there is backpacks that you can get for them. And you have again the same articulation point as Ravage, so head is on a ball joint with a hinge. It is a little bit restricted when the hood is up, but he does look really, really cool. He's one of my favourite from the set, but I think the overall favourite from the set is this guy, the Moisty Merman. I absolutely love this figure. I think he's really cool. He reminds me a lot of, well, Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is kind of what they were going for, but the added comedic element of this guy is he's just a basic guy in a monster costume, so he kind of reminds me a bit like one of those bad guys from Scooby-Doo. Like I said, he also has the funniest named harvesting tool called Bottom Feeder. What's great about this guy is, I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up, but you can actually see his hand sculpts have like webbed fingers on them, so just in the between the thumb and the trigger finger you see there's like a webbing, so if his hands were outstretched you'd have like a webbed finger effect. He has these fins on either side. He has this stuff on his shoulder which is really cool. As I said, removable hat. The head has like 4 eyes on it. He has like a flop down fin and his tongue is sticking out. Well, the mask's tongue is sticking out. All the same articulation. He has some great articulation points. So he has, like as I said, swivels, joints in the elbows. He has this kind of bubbly texturing going on for the legs, sort of like a scaly effect. He has more fins on the back of his feet. He has what looks like three-toed feet, but I think they're supposed to be like flippers kind of thing. And again, he has swivels on that and hinges on that. He has a belt that kind of has a bit of wear on it. He has this thing on the other side of his belt. Again, what's great about him is you can see he's wearing a costume because he has a big zipper going down the back of his thing. And again, splits that much, forward and back, double jointed knees, and all the same articulation as previous. He doesn't get full 90-degree bends with his elbows, but it's very close. And you get swivel and the hinge with the arms as well. So he is really good. And then Trog is an abominable snowman or a yeti style character. He's unlike the Moisty Merman. He doesn't appear to be a guy in a costume. He has pretty much the same articulation as everyone else. He's not hindered by in the hips because of additional stuff on him. His neck is a little hindered. He doesn't have as much up and down as other characters. He has great range of up, forward, and back. He has waist swivel, hinges out that much for the shoulders, and rotation. He doesn't get quite 90-degree bend. I think it's just a hair under 90-degree bend with the shoulders. Again, swivel in the wrist and has the wrist hinge. And again, I think this guy also has a swivel on the just above the ankle, so that you need to get his ankles in the right position. Double jointed knees, and he has furry sculpts all the way down his legs, and it's really, really cool. So he looks great together with the Cuddle Team leader, who I will bring in. So Cuddle Team Leader, Merman, or the Moisty Merman, and Rexy and Trog all look great together. They look like a misfit bunch of people just wearing cosplay. If you want to pick up those figures, they look like they could easily work as civilians in a sort of cosplay kind of type thing going on. Raven and Ravage do work well together. Omen looks really cool as a sort of fantasy based setting, so you could have him up against other characters. And overall, I think the set is really, really good. As I said, my favorite, for some reason, my favorite is just Moisty Merman. He just looks so goofy, goofy yet silly and cool at the same time. So he's a really good figure. This set is just hitting shelves over here now. I think it's been out in the States for a couple of weeks now, but they are well worth picking up. So I do recommend picking up this set if you do like the Fortnite figures. Even if you wanted kind of interesting characters for yourself as well, they're an interesting bunch. But overall, it's a really good set, so I do recommend picking it up. And as I say in my videos, I hope you like this video review. And as I say, please feel free to like, comment, and support my channel by hitting subscribe and hitting those likes buttons. So cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video.